Hey everyone, another chilly night here in the workshop, as you can probably tell. So it's time for another unboxing, and this one is going to be the Schrade Imperial Sodbuster. So another very cheap little knife. This was £9.95 from Heinnie Haynes, and I'm going to do a comparison with the Marbles bone-handled knife, which was only about £5 more, £15.95 I think it was. So this is brand new, never been unboxed, so I'm just going to pop it open and have a little look at what we've got. So on the outside, nice simple little box, don't need anything more than that. There are some warnings that apparently this knife can cause cancer and reproductive harm. It is potentially dangerous, and you need to understand all warnings before use. However, it does come with a limited lifetime warranty, so that's something. I've never opened a cancer knife before. I'm not sure what that's about. In fact, looking at it, that's one of those California things. So anyway, moving on. Open up, and first glance, we have it wrapped in paper. Let me just get this. Slide it out there. So, nicely wrapped. I do the same sort of thing with my own items. And first glance, yeah, it's not bad. There's a little bit of roughness with the spine there. There's, yeah, nothing too bad. Handle looks good. It is almost it's basically an identical shape, which I suppose is the classic Sodbuster. So, brass pins on there, some sort of plastic, nice little Imperial badge there. So, let's try opening it. First off, very stiff spring there. Oh, kind of grindy. There's no double stop. That is a very stiff spring. Yeah, not bad. It's stiff and feels a little rough. There is definitely some friction in there. I'm gonna have to put some oil on that, I think, which is never a bad thing to do in general, but out of the box, I think it would definitely benefit from that. Yeah, it's okay. So, looking at the shape of the blade, the whole thing is actually quite a nice hollow grind. Is that? I feel like the blade might be bent. Let's have a little look at this. It's hard to tell. I don't think the blade is bent. I think it's just a slightly uneven grind. Yeah, can't tell. Blade is fixed fairly well in there. Little bit of roughness on the plastic of the handle. Feels reasonably sharp, nothing crazy. Let's have a little look at a quick sharpness test on it. So straight out the box, oh dear. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, it cuts nicely. Let's have a little look at the profiles from one to the other. So the Schrade is a deeper blade. They're both identical in length. Really very similar in profile. I mean, I wasn't expecting massive difference, let's face it. They are both two versions of the same idea. The Marbles feels weightier, but that'll be the bone in the handle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this blade isn't straight. It's £9.95. I mean, what are we really expecting for that? I do quite like the hollow grind on it. I don't know how well that's going to hold up, because we had a similar issue with the QSP Hedgehog with a very, very fine grind, and it just rolled quite easily. Nice little thumb nick there. To be honest with you, yes, it's very stiff. It kind of pulls on the thumbnail a little bit. The blade isn't sitting straight in there. Again, it's not a huge problem, and you know, sort of what you'd expect for a very budget blade like this. Yeah. A very, very simple, basic, seems to be reasonably well-made little pocket knife. I'm sure it's going to bed in nicely over time. It's £9.95. That's actually quite a lot of knife for really very little money. Compared to the marbles, for only £5 extra, I mean, personally, I think I would go for the marbles. It's just a nicer blade. The quality in this is absolutely remarkable. This is likely going to be fine, but this one is exemplary. I think, though, now that I have these two, I'm probably going to keep this one for best, and this will be the sort of workhorse, shall we say, the workhorse of the pocket knife world. And if I lose it, not the end of the world. If I don't, happy days. One thing I was going to mention, in one of my other videos, I said that I hadn't personally put an edge onto the Kershaw Parley. I've since done that, and just a couple of strokes on a kitchen steel, and this takes an absolutely wicked edge now. Absolutely incredible. I surprised myself earlier on. Let me just do a couple of test cuts here for you. Yeah. Oh. Nope, that's no good. One of the problems I've got here is that everything is damp in the workshop. So, in all fairness to the Kershaw, the paper isn't quite as resilient as you might like. But yeah, just a little update on the Kershaw Parley. That takes a beautiful edge. Doesn't necessarily hold it that well, but you know, sharpen it as and when needed. So yeah, there we go. The Schrade Imperial Sodbuster. Nice, very cheap, slightly ropey quality control. At the end of the day, for $9.95, really, who cares? It will no doubt serve me well.